Hey everybody. Hey Sean, how are you doing? Tokyo Gaijin. Gaijin, is that going to work for you? Not really sure how to pronounce that word. The word means foreigner, though. I know that. I had to research that earlier today. Got a couple of different courts for you today. You got Judge Middleton, Judge Fleischer, and Judge Simpson. So we're going to play a little bit of that. Hey Victoria, got some judge for you today. And so Linus or Linus, I will get it right one day. I'll get it right. Jennifer Mosley, hello from Ohio. Hey, Jennifer, I'm in Georgia now, but luckily enough we can reach it all the way up there. Hey Ed, how are you doing? So Victoria Bernal, looks like your question got answered. Good. I'm glad I can answer your question first, Victoria. We always got you covered here. I've got to delete a bunch of videos in order to play nice with YouTube, and I've got to re-upload them. So I'm going to take a lot of the comments, and I'm going to stick the comments in the videos. That way you know that you've already seen the video if you've already commented in it. But I do have a trick though. If you find your comment in a video, I will send you a shirt. It'll have the American Courts logo on it. We'll put it up. We're looking to have shirts and stuff like that by the middle of August. We're looking to have some of that. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Pittsburgh in the house. So we've got Ohio and Pittsburgh and Texas. And Florida. I see Florida and I see Netherlands. I think that's on the other side of Pennsylvania. And Tokyo. All right, we're going to start with some Judge Middleton. We're going to see where that goes with Judge Middleton. All right.
This is People versus Brady, Allen, Schuler. File number is 2494SD. Mr. Schuler was charged with operating while intoxicated, second offense, open intoxicants in a motor vehicle, and failing to report an accident. The matter has been through a couple of pretrials. We had contemplated possible sobriety court placement in this case. There was an accident where a vehicle, namely you, hit a utility pole, and then I think it took off. An investigation was going on, and your blood alcohol came back at 163. The question is, however, there was a period of time between when the car was in the accident and when they actually took your blood that you may have consumed other alcohol after the driving and before the blood test. At least if you did, they can't prove you didn't. So you're here with your lawyer, Mr. McWheel. I was a bit surprised by what you just told me, but what's the plea offer in this case?
Thank you, Your Honor. I think the court accurately summed up the legal issue, and after the prosecutor and I did some further investigation, it became clear that they would have difficulty perhaps in establishing any blood alcohol. So at this time, the prosecutors agreed to amend the OWI charge to the civil infraction of careless driving. And my client will accept responsibility for that. And he will also be entering a plea of guilty to the misdemeanor offense of failing to report an accident, which is the 0-point non-abstracted misdemeanor offense.
All right, it's 257 620. And dismiss the open intox?
Yes, Your Honor.
62. All right, we'll look at that. All right, Mr. Schuler, the drinking driving charges are being dismissed. put in the open intox of this Jim Beam honey liquor. That's a big deal. That's a misdemeanor punishable by up to a year in jail. Open intox is 90 days and or $100. The civil infraction, as Mr. Mecrio said, you don't plead guilty or not guilty. You admit or accept responsibility. You can't go to jail for a civil infraction. The fine for careless driving is $150, and it does carry
3 points, I
3
think.
points. It used to be 4, I believe. Now it's 3. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor, I do.
All right. Were you driving a car in Sturgis on December 15th?
Yes, I was.
And because you weren't driving carefully, you crashed your car into a utility pole?
That is correct, Your Honor.
We'll get to the rest of it here in a minute. All right. Careless driving. Is fine and costs $150. Those are due within 30 days for civil infractions. Today is July 31st. We'll make it due 9/2. All right. 2, 4, 9, 6, SD. All right, now the other charge is a misdemeanor. It's punishable by up to 90 days in jail and a fine of up to $100. Do you understand that if you plead to that charge, you'll be giving up your right to have a trial in front of a judge or jury? There won't be a trial. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor, I do.
If you had a trial, you'd have the right to be represented by an attorney. Mr. Mecrio is here. You've retained him, and that's fine with us. Could have also asked to have had an attorney appointed. If you had a trial, you'd have a right to have any of the witnesses for or against you subpoenaed to come to court so they could be questioned under oath. You would have the right to take the witness stand yourself and testify in your own behalf, but you don't have to. Because you have a right not to testify, and if you did not wish to testify, a judge or jury could not hold your silence against you. And you have the right to be presumed innocent if and until the state was able to prove your guilt beyond a reasonable doubt. Understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, now we got to the part where you hit the pole. Then what happened? You got scared and took off?
The car kind of kept rolling a little bit, and as soon as it stopped, I opened up my door and there was like 6 people all surrounded my car trying to talk to me. So I ran away. I freaked out, and my head was bleeding, so I started running towards the hospital.
So you didn't call the police and report
No,
the accident?
no, I did not.
Yeah, you were quite intoxicated when the cops got there. They said you drank some before the crash. The problem is they couldn't prove you didn't drink after the crash. And they took you to jail. They don't have a driving record in here. And this kind of took me by surprise. I thought it was going to be some sort of alcohol plea and we'd get a screening and sentencing. I didn't understand the plea offer. So normally I would have made sure I had a driving record in here. You got a whole bunch of baggage. You must have 30 entries in our system. Was your license valid at this time?
Yes, Your Honor, it was.
I don't think this careless or this other case is gonna require a suspension. What I wanted to look at is how many points you had. Because if you get too many points, over 12, they suspend it. So I don't know what 3 points is gonna do. But I don't have a driving record. Wish I did. You did post a bond through a bonding company, so I don't have any money I can apply to your fines and costs. Yes, 257, 622 is the way it's charged. What are you doing now? Are you working somewhere?
I was hoping to get this cleared up today, and then we have just kind of acquired my sister-in-law's vehicle. She's currently in the hospital right now, so we kind of have the means to go fill out job applications. We were currently watching her children because she didn't have anybody else. She's actually currently in Henry Ford right now, not really knowing what is the deal. We don't know what's
Sorry.
wrong with her.
Two, 5, 7, 6, 2, 2. This happened on the 15th. They issued the warrant. You called. You got arrested on the 29th and you posted the same day. So I guess you did 1 day jail. As I said, I'd been looking at this for sobriety court. But I don't think you've done anything between when this happened and now regarding alcohol treatment. I think if I'd put you in the program, you would have. But I don't think you wanted to be in the program. I think you didn't want to go to jail, but you haven't gotten any more trouble. That's something. All right, the fine is $75. There's a $75 crime victims' rights fee and a $50 state minimum fee. That's $200. I'm gonna give you time to pay that. I'm gonna give you an extra month. $200. By October 31. All right, so what do I do? you were drunk, you were driving a car, you hit a pole, you ran away. Then you contend that you drank alcohol between the time you ran away and the time they went to the hospital. I mean, you couldn't prove that you didn't. The police report indicates you told the officers you drank before you took off. You almost killed yourself. You were a jerk to the officers and the people that were standing around there. And your blood alcohol, by the time they actually took it, was 0.163. You broke your eye socket. Again, I talked to another guy that about killed himself. You about did. You're not ready to stop drinking yet, but you're gonna do 3 days in jail, credit 1. So you're gonna go to jail right now for 2 days. Would have been easy to do about 93. But you dodged a bullet in more ways than one. This won't show as an alcohol offense. It won't suspend your license. But by running away, you dodged a bullet.
Thank you, Your Honor. I do.
Go ahead.
I was just trying to say I was not drinking and driving, Your Honor. I don't know how to prove that. That's it. When I did get, when my car.
Stop. I don't believe you. So don't
I
go
know.
down that
I
path.
know.
You
That's
didn't
why.
get, you didn't get to a 163 in 20 minutes between the time the car crashed and the time the police got you. Just go with the officers.
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you, Mr. McPhail.
Thank you, Your Honor. Will you go and take care of these?
Taylor Paul Tucker.
Just wanted to introduce this clip. This is today's Judge Fleischer. Victoria, I know you don't know what that courtroom looks like. You hadn't been there in so long. That's the courtroom there. Legal, I believe you when you said he was drunk now. I think he got to like 0.165 within 20 minutes of hitting a pole. Told the police officers he wasn't drunk. So I don't know what he did there. Let's go. We'll see what we got going on court.
I think they spelled your name wrong, unless it's really like that. Is it Antonio Arrington or how do I?
It's Antonio, but like it's been
Is there an
error
extra?
on my ID since birth, and I never just fixed it. They spell it.
So the way they spelled it like this, it's correct.
That's how it is on my ID, but it's not
And
correct.
Antonio is how it's, I have it. Can't be right.
No, it ain't right. It ain't
You
right.
want me to keep it like that?
Yeah.
Mr. Arrington, you're charged with assault of a family member. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present if you cannot afford one. One will be appointed to you, sir. Okay.
Thank you, Your Honor. On July 24th, 2024, the defendant and the complaining witness were having a verbal argument over the defendant checking in the complainant's phone. And he saw that she was texting other guys. The complainant and the defendant were pushing and yelling at each other. The complainant is the defendant's girlfriend.
Okay.
Complainant stated that he never hit her and she didn't hit him. Witness, however, stated that she heard a female yelling for help, and the witness saw the defendant punching the CW and choking her. Both the defendant and the complainant were in the car with the door open, so the witness could see what was happening. The complainant was trying to get out, and the defendant was pulling her into the car. Officers observed a scratch on the complainant's right arm, no other injuries. The complainant was not being very cooperative.
Do we know if she wants to have contact with them or no? Don't.
Your Honor, it doesn't look like the root cause was been completed by DVD.
Okay. Mr. Arrington,
The complainant did tell back that he did not assault her and that nothing happened.
Okay, Mr. Arrington, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. A protective order was issued in this case on the 25th of this month. I suggest that you get to know it. If you do something to violate the protective order, the state can and will file a violation of a protective order against you. It's one of the worst cases you can pick up. You violate conditions on a VPO, I can hold you at no bond, and I will do it in a second to protect every person of Harris County. Do you understand? I am ordering you until I know that she wants to have contact with you. I'm ordering you as a condition of your bond, not to have any contact with her and not to be in possession of any weapons. Do you understand? How old are you, sir? You're 30. What do you do for a living?
To work at Papa John's.
Doing what?
I work at Papa John's, right? I drive box trucks. My bro got a business and
So how much money do you make a month, would you say?
it's hard to say.
What'd you say? 11
I
teen?
say, give or take, it's hard to say right now, you know. I'm still new to Texas, so I'm trying to figure everything out. I'm from Mississippi.
Okay, so we're gonna reset your case to give you time to hire a lawyer then?
Can I speak?
No, not about the case. I've got a bunch of DAs here. Everything that you say, they're gonna sit there, they're gonna write it down, and they're gonna use it against you to prove guilt. I'm trying to protect you from yourself, you know? Now, I know you wanna fight the case, just now it's not the time to do it. You'll get the opportunity, but you need a lawyer to do it. You're facing a lot of time. Not only that, you know, a conviction like this, you get an affirmative finding of family violence, meaning that you pick up another one, you'll be facing up to 10 years in prison, and you can never own a gun or ammunition. So there are serious, serious consequences. So that's what I'm saying. You need a lawyer to represent you. We'll reset your case to give you time to hire a lawyer. I'm gonna have you go to Ramona, sign a reset. After that, I'll have you go to the jury box while we get your bond conditions. We'll have you sign it. Then after that, you'll be free to go. While you're on bond, do not pick up any new cases. Be nice. Otherwise, there's only one place you're gonna go. You understand, sir? Come on. You mind?
I saw the GOB bond this morning, and that's why I did a special request this morning for him not.
The reason is because he did not get in front of a magistrate within 24 hours. And so that's why they just gave him the GOB and they were just gonna let him go. But the problem is that we have to sentence him. And if they release him, we're just not gonna see him again. Aaria. What about Miss Moss?
She should be here shortly.
Great, fantastic.
Hey, your mom's here, right there, okay, she might get called.
Oh,
Is that your brother? He's with your,
It's my little brother, not the one involved with the kids.
it's not the one involved.
Okay.
That's that.
Mom, come up. Hey, Daddy.
Okay.
Hi, thank you for coming. Do you know why he's in custody? For what? Cocaine. And it's not the first time. I have repeatedly ordered him not to use, especially a 17-year-old kid. Or 19, is it 19? The only way I can protect him from himself, you are your worst enemy, your own worst enemy, Mr. Garcia. And the only way that I can control to ensure that you're not using is to keep you locked up. You can lie to me, but you can't lie to yourself. And I'm going to tell you that I don't take it lightly when you lie to me, because that tells me you think I'm stupid. That's what I think. When you lie to me, I say, this guy must think I'm stupid. And I'm not. I may look stupid, but I'm not. And I am now, will not fall for this again. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. And you've already done that to me multiple times. So, Mom, I don't know where to go from here, because if I release him, I know what's going to happen. And was he living with you at home?
Is that because of this case?
Yes, because.
Okay.
This was because I don't remember
So
anything
before
about
this
the case.
assault case, he was living with you?
Yes.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't know where to go. I don't know how to. How old is your other son that was involved in this case? He's 20. What does he do? He lives with you currently, but he currently lives with you now. What do you think, Greg? What do we do?
Well, I don't know, Judge. I mean, obviously, I'm going to ask for a bond now.
He has a bond set.
Well, a lower bond. Because the bond, from what I remember, is pretty high.
15,002.
Right.
It is a high bond.
So I was going to see if you would consider lowering that. From what his mom told me, the RIP call says that the complaining witness doesn't want to testify, but says some sort of probation or something like that. But then
It's a familial case. I know how these cases, right?
The family's saying, well, no, the brother wants the case against him dismissed, right? So that tells me that there's not a conflict there. If, mom and brother want him home, I think that's a better environment. Obviously, he picked up this case, then he was living at the cousin because he couldn't be at the house. And obviously, cousin, no supervision, he's using cocaine, So I think he'd be better back with mom.
I know how these cases end up, and it's just, brothers fight. I get it. Sisters fight. I get it. And that's not my problem. My problem is the drug usage and how to stop it. Because you're only 19 and you repeatedly continue to use. How you're getting the money to buy cocaine at 19 is he working?
He was working for work, but when he got all this and got locked up, he was
Right. Obviously, he's lost it now, but how are you getting the money? You're going to buy. These are rhetorical questions you don't need to answer. How are you getting it? Where do you get the money? And more importantly, how do we get it to stop? That's the question that I have. And that's what I'm grappling with now, Mr. Garcia. I want to let you out. I don't want to keep you in jail. But if I let you out, I know what's going to happen. So how do we prevent that from happening?
Is there any sort of county inpatient program, if he was granted a bond, that he could go to?
Yeah, I mean, we do, is there a safe P or like YMAC, young men about change? Is that something that we can do? Can we look into that? Do you mind? Okay. I think that is probably, I think that we need to do, so what we have is we have evaluations. We have people to talk to him.
You get out of jail, but if you can.
Sorry,
We have people to evaluate him to see what the proper course of action is, like what kind of treatment program, whether there's something that we can do out in the free world where is it something that we would have to do while he's in custody? That depends on how the TRAS goes with him. So I think that that's probably the wisest thing that we need to do is set you
Set right
up.
now
What
for-
I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try to, can we do it again on Friday, you think? Do you mind? I tell them we won't do it anymore. We're the last one, so that they don't get upset, you know? I want you to do a TRAS. This is an evaluation to see where we go from here. Be honest, because I'm gonna get a copy of it and I'm gonna read it. And I'm gonna know if you're honest or not. And if you're not honest, I'm gonna make you do it right over again.
Okay, sorry, Your Honor, what's a tier?
It's an evaluation to see what kind of program, if any, we should put you in so that the dope stops.
All right.
Now, a lot of time, I mean, I shouldn't say a lot of time. You have to also want to stop. If you don't want it to stop, it's not going to stop. And the problem is if you continue, one of two things are going to happen. You're either going to end up dead or you're going to end up in prison because your addiction is going to become so bad. Dope is very expensive and people will do just about anything to get their hands on dope, including breaking into houses, breaking into cars. And what happens is you'll end up getting shot. You'll end up getting killed, or much worse. I mean, well, I guess nothing's worse than getting shot and killed, but you could end up in prison on a 25-year sentence. End up because you do something that you just can't dig yourself out of. Mr. Garcia, I'm trying to prevent that from happening.
Yes, sir, thank you.
Don't thank me.
I know, but I
Be
know.
honest, and
No, I
I'll
know.
make it work.
All right.
Did you graduate from high school?
Oh, but I'm working to get my GED.
Everybody tells me that. That's something else that we're going to do as well, because I'm going to make sure before all is said and done with us that you will have a high school diploma, because I will not do anything in this case until you have your high school diploma. You understand?
Sir.
And if I have to continue putting you in there, I'll do it in a heartbeat. So I'm going to set you up for a TRAS for Friday. We will get the results on Monday, and then that'll dictate where we go.
So reset for Monday or Tuesday?
We set it for Monday.
For Monday,
Monday.
we'll have the result.
Hope, I mean, I'm trying.
Okay, I'll roll them to Tuesday.
I can't force them to try to, I'm expediting it to try to get it done as fast as possible so he doesn't have to sit there and languish.
Okay.
If I let him out, I know what's going to happen. History dictates what's going to happen. So I don't want him to end up in prison or dead. And this is the best way that I think it can happen. Give me questions.
The only thing that I wanted to see is how you gonna get them out bond or not. Since we have to wait till Monday, I have to wait and look for that stuff.
Correct. I mean, his bond is at 15,002. But the problem is that if I let him out, I know what he's going to go do. He's not going to show up for a TRAS, or he's going to go and start partying again. I don't want that to happen. We did
Well,
that.
that'll be next time, and I will make sure that's all he has to do with him being at his cousin's.
Do you work?
me being at home. Yeah, I work. I
When the
work
cat's
from-
away, the mice will play. I mean, you have a life too. You can't keep eyes 24/7 on him. That's the problem. You got to work too. When you work, what do you think he's doing? If I had another method, I would. And we've tried that. We tried that last time.
Judge, can we come back Monday, see where the TRAS is at, reconsider, and if you were to reconsider, obviously some sort of GPS monitor?
Let's see what the TRAS says, and we'll go from there. I don't want to make any promises because
I got you, I
I
understand.
don't want them to get upset that I go back on any word. I don't know. I think the most important thing is we need to have the TRAS done. Mr. Garcia, please be honest, because if you are not, I will schedule you for another one, and I'm not going to expedite it this time. The next TRAS, they're all set for August 12th. I'm expediting it now to help you get it done as fast as possible. But if you're not honest, I will not expedite the next one. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
All right. So Greg, let's set it to Monday and we'll go from there.
And then I need your son that's to call the DA.
And what is it?
I'll get a card for you.
She'll give you a card. He'll give you a card. Okay, thank you.
Okay,
Have you heard from Castell or Calhoun?
I have not. So just hold on it for now, and then I'll call you in like an hour and a half.
Morales, on page as well.
Mr. Frausto, do you speak English? All right, toma asiento. We were waiting for, okay.
Okay.
Hey, did she get the motion filed or no? Huh? So let's do this. I'm gonna roll to tomorrow. And then he's gonna be back here tomorrow. Aaria, Day. Come on up, Miss Moss. Okay. Good morning, Miss Moss. So tell me about her, Aaria.
So Judge, this is the young lady I talked to you about last week. I've been speaking to her mom. She has 3 children. I don't have my notes with me since I'm on vacation. I think they're 9, 5, and 4. She has a great job at Jack in the Box. I think she's been in custody about 3 weeks. They said they'd hold the job open for her for about a month. So I need to get her out of there kind of within the week. To be able to go to work and then turn herself into Louisiana. You said that you would give her a bond. You just wanted her present to admonish her. You were wanting for us to agree to a bond, but we've spoken, and unfortunately, I don't think we can agree on an amount. Day is asking for $10,000. I'm asking for $1,000. If just as a reminder, the case out of Louisiana is an unauthorized use of a motor vehicle. It's one of those, and I hope I'm not getting the name of the company wrong because again, it's been a minute. I think it's like a U-Haul for keeping a vehicle past a certain amount of days. Her family's already in contact with the complainants. They're trying to get restitution because all they want is that, and then they'll tell the Louisiana DA's office to drop the charges. But like I told you last week, that takes a minute, but that's always what happens in all of these cases, essentially. Since it's not the most serious offense, and she already does have a $20,000 bond set on her felony case here, she's already having.
It's one thing after the other with Miss Moss. I mean, in 22, you have a felony deadly conduct. I got to imagine that she either shot at someone or had something with a weapon.
There's a gun, Judge.
What did she do? Allegedly. After that, you have a felony theft from an elderly person 3 months later. In July of this year, you pick up a failure to ID as a fugitive from justice. In February of this year, you pick up a felony injury to a child, and now you have a UUMV from Louisiana, and you want me to give you a bond?
Did you want the probable cause for that?
Yeah.
Officer responded to a weapons disturbance upon arrival. Officer in contact with the complainant witness who stated that while a basketball game turned into a physical disturbance, and 2 children assaulted minor RM, which was broken up by CW. A Black female defendant, Moss, then arrived at the scene with a black colored Springfield XDS pistol tucked into her waistband and accused CW of assaulting her 2 young children and placed her hand on her gun while stating, "I'll fucking shoot you, motherfucker, and you need to take your African asses back to Africa." Defendant Moss then called an unknown individual, telling them to pull up. A black male defendant, Hayward Trahan, then arrived a short time later and struck the complaining witness in the face with a closed fist, causing pain. Defendant Hayward Trahan and stated to complaining witness, "That's for fucking with my baby mama," then left the scene in a white SUV. Officer conducted a photo lineup, and the defendant Hayward Trahan was ID'd by both complaining witness and witness.
So now what happened with the injury to a child case, please?
It has been reset to July 19th.
I know, but what happened is it, she's got 3 kids. Is this involving one of those 3 kids as well?
No, Judge, it seems to be the child of a neighbor. Officer dispatched to an assault and met with the complaining witness who advised the defendant came to her residence to fight after a disagreement at the neighborhood park. In the process, defendant grabbed complainant to a 60-year-old by the neck after the scratch. Officer observed the injury and believed that a reasonable person would be in pain. Officer also observed the juvenile to be visibly scared.
And you want me to give her a low bond, Paria?
I was just asking for a reasonable
I
bond
mean-
just to get her, I mean, sorry, go
You're a
ahead.
dangerous person, man. You know, my only concern, two things, right? Number one, that you go to Louisiana, but more importantly, that my county, Harris County, is protected, right? You have shown over and over that your trigger temper gets the better of you and you end up in jail charged with a felony. And all these, it's not like these cases are from 5 years ago, 10 years ago. They're all fresh. They're still going on now. I don't know about giving you a bond, Miss Moss. You scare me. I mean, I know you're going to tell me it's little bunnies jumping in the woods, but when you get out there, you turn into a different person. I'm surprised, Day, that you were agreed to a bond in this case, really. I'm really surprised that you were.
Judge, I'm sorry to interrupt, but
It's okay.
we came last week. I can't remember if it was Thursday or Friday. I'm sorry. I think it was Friday. And we went over Miss Moss's case, and you specifically said that you would give her a bond and to put her on the docket. You just wanted to admonish her in person, which is why, I'll be honest,
I hadn't looked at her criminal history at that point. I
Okay.
didn't, and I guess,
Because I approached
you know, and there's my mistake for speaking
No,
without looking.
Yeah, because the thing is, that's why I reached out to him. And you can see, I don't have any cases on the docket this week. I'm on vacation with my family. So I only put her on because because you said there was a chance of her getting out of jail. Is just the only reason I put the case on the docket and had her come. So if you would at the very least agree to the bond that Day agree, if you're not inclined to give her a bond, and Day agreed to a $10,000 bond, would you at least set that? I'm not sure if the family can make it. If they can't, what they'll do is just post the felony bond to trigger her 14 days for Louisiana, which will at least hopefully get her there to be able to get out in time to go back to work. But since we already went through all this trouble and then the state has agreed to 10,000, I've already informed the family that you'd agreed, since that I was just going based on what you said, Judge, when we approached the first time with the prosecutors.
Just for Jay's part, I informed him when he came back that he had discussed possibly giving bond last week, and I think he was surprised as well. So that's probably the only reason he offered the 10K.
That's correct.
I guess, let me see what conditions the felony court has put on so that we know just.
And that was the other thing I was going to tell Your Honor. Obviously, I know you're reading the PC for the felony case, but that's obviously being addressed in the felony court, and that judge has set a bond as they see fit, that's actually a pretty difficult court, the 174th. So if they've set a $20,000 bond just out of deference.
What judge is that in the 174th?
It's Hazel Jones, Your Honor. And she's, like I said, she's not one to give notoriously low bonds. I've practiced in her court before.
I agree. I agree
yeah.
with you on that. Okay.
And I just wanted to, just because it wasn't addressed before, I don't know if it's already been resolved, if party already resolved it separately, but I do show an out-of-county hold as well, Judge. I don't know.
There's another out-of-county hold too?
I didn't know about that day. Let me double see if that pops up on my system. I didn't know about that. Hold on.
Okay. So, and I'll say, like, I don't know. I know there is a hold. And so I guess that was a miscommunication on the emails back and forth. That's the one I was addressing after the felonies, is that I didn't know if she already intended to have a number set in the out-of-county, or if it was already like if there was already a defense attorney there that was addressing it.
Where,
Give me-
what's the other hold, eh?
That's the issue. I was trying to look it up the other day and I don't know because I couldn't find it on the FBI number search or the NCIC search, but
I'm not, I mean, it could be a capital murder case. I mean, how do I
no,
know?
well,
You know?
it didn't flag. Let me run it one more time, Judge.
Yeah, hold on a second. Let me just run it also.
While I'm waiting, Ricardo,
Hey, Judge.
tell me.
Judge, I just need to speak with Amy about,
Hey, I gotta run. I have to go. So if you tell me who you have real quick.
Ms. Moss, can you step back so we can, I have Irma here for Mr. Fausto real quick?
She just, if you can translate for Mr. Frausto to Tracy that he needs a scram on his ankle. That's it.
Okay, so I'm sorry to interrupt. I'm looking at the holds. You may want to check with the clerks. I do not see an out-of-county hold. Now, I do see 2 out-of-state holds, one Jefferson Parish and one New Orleans Parish. I don't see 2 fugitive cases filed for you.
So the 071124, that it's on the left side on the CRT, it says OOC. So that's how I was looking at it, the out of county.
Well, you're saying my system shows differently. So
Okay.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
But
if you want to check with the clerks, you can. I don't see
I
an
will.
out-of-county hold.
Yeah, I'll do that right now.
OOC.
the offense just says out of state.
I just see 2 out-of-state cases.
Agreed.
That's it. One out of Jefferson Parish and one out of New Orleans Parish.
I just emailed Melissa on the one I'm referring to.
Oh, C court.
Okay, where? What is that?
Oh, I got it.
If I'm reading it wrong, then I'm reading it wrong, but I just saw the OOC on the side of the 071124.
So she does have an out-of-county?
It's in out of county, but it hasn't been created.
Yeah, there's no information for us to see.
What is it?
Just as out of state. Like this is all.
There is an out-of-county case, but it just hasn't been processed yet.
Oh, okay.
I don't know, and it may be just too early yet. I just don't know.
Okay. I mean, and so that's why yesterday
I would say at a minimum, let's wait till tomorrow to give you time, and then I can get Melissa time to look at what the out-of-county is. Because I don't know what it is. There's definitely a case there. It just, I don't know if it's been processed yet.
You think we'll know by tomorrow, Judge?
I hope. I don't know. I don't want to put my foot in my mouth again. I already did it once. Like I always do it.
Okay.
Contact somebody and figure it out.
Okay. She's gonna look into it now, Paria.
Okay, so roll to tomorrow?
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay, no, thank you guys.
Poor Paria.
It's all right. That's okay. Bye.
We'll see you tomorrow, man. Oh, hey, Frank. All right. Hold on a second. Give me a second, Frank. You're walking in here like you got some kind of swagger.
I don't got no swagger.
That's right. Swagger comes with this, comes with knowledge. That's swagger.
Yes, sir.
What have you done?
Trying to get to work.
What does that mean?
Trying to get to work. Trying to get my research so I can get to work.
I told you to enroll in GED classes.
This is full of ACD. Got orientation today. Can I look at my phone and show you what time?
Sure.
All the sound effects is not needed.
I'm breathing. I can breathe. It's my right.
If you give me attitude,
I don't got an attitude with you, Judge. I'm just saying.
you're gonna
I'm
end up in,
frustrated. I got a right to be frustrated. I've been here since 8:30. Finna be late. I just got my job actually 2 days ago. Finna be late on the first day. So,
Also, for my client, we could have avoided this court date had he shown me this.
yeah, he did. He also did. He
And
also
I've been
did.
trying to contact him for 4 days.
Today, July 31st at 5 p.m. I missed the 28th because I had something else to do, but I'm
Put your
going
hands
to.
down by your side.
it says registration in person, July 29th and 31, 8 a.m. or 5 p.m.
5 p.m. I missed 8 a.m.
Get church.
Huh? That's GET Church. It's a HCBE program.
This doesn't even have your name on it.
I already filled it out. It's in my email, but I don't have internet like that here. It's gonna take a lot to pull up. You don't think I did it?
No, I
Okay,
don't.
well, that's fine. I got the
So
email.
I do. Mr. Calhoun,
Yes, sir.
two things. I don't like to play games.
I'm not playing no games with you.
You're coming in here with an attitude.
I have an attitude with you, sir. I'm just a little frustrated. I have a right to be frustrated as a human being. Just like you get frustrated with me when we tell you lies and think that you're stupid, I got the right to be frustrated. Because just like you want me to get right, that's what I'm trying to do for myself. Not for you, for myself and my daughter. But I have to sit up here until 11:30 when I'm supposed to be here at 8:30. From what my attorney told me.
How many times did you contact him?
He didn't contact me not one time. He contacted me yesterday.
4 times, Judge. We tried to call
I'm
him.
talking to you.
We
Talking to
attempted
him.
contact 4 times, Your Honor. Despite his readings. On the 30th, we spoke to someone who says he's his wife.
No, that was my mother.
And on the 29th, we tried to reach out. There was no answer. So it was 2 times we tried. We spoke to his mother as soon as yesterday.
He never called my phone number, not once.
If you would have responded to him, gotten the proof to him.
Sir, I have other things that I have to do too as well. I have a whole daughter that I have to take care of. I have to work a job. I can't, my GED was going to come regardless if I had to see you or not. So if I had to come here to see you just to get a GED, I was going to get it regardless. I didn't need your help to get my GED, sir. That's what I want to do for myself. I don't need your help, Judge. With all due respect, I thank you for doing that because it's going to make me get it faster. But I was going to do that on my own already. I made a mistake. Yes, I'm back here again. This is my 6th time seeing you in my life, okay? Understand that.
Mr. Calhoun, I'm going to bring you back here on Monday.
Okay, that's fine.
And I want to see the proof of enrollment with your name on it.
Go back outside and go get my email. I already filled out the,
Nope.
I already did that.
I will see you on Monday. My son is sick. He's got a high fever and his eye hurts. And I was supposed to get him about half an hour ago. So I'm leaving now to go get him so I can take him to the doctor. I will put you back on Monday. Come back, get a good night's sleep, have a good attitude. We've been nothing but nice to you.
My attorney.
Don't interrupt the judge when he's talking. Just be
We're
quiet.
having a conversation.
Stop talking.
When you get into a pissing match with people with power, who's gonna lose?
I listen to you.
How old are you?
I'm 20.
You're gonna get it one day, Mr. Calhoun.
I am, and I'm gonna be way richer than him.
Okay, I hope so. I really do.
You gotta hope.
You know,
You're gonna see me.
you're 20, you don't even have a high school education, dude.
I don't know a lot of people that don't have
You
one.
need it.
No, I don't. But
Well,
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You
Yes,
need
sir.
it with me.
Yes, sir.
Right.
You're right. Only because you said so, Judge, but I was gonna.
So- I will see you back here on Monday.
Yes, sir.
I want you to be nice.
Be nice
Get a
to
good
who
night's
else
sleep.
Respect me. I respect them.
If you interrupt me again, I'm gonna put you in jail. Just don't. It's not hard to be nice, man. Really. You have some kind of aggression from somehow, somewhere, really. All we're trying to be nice and try to see you better yourself. That's all we're doing. Okay. So come back here Monday. I want the proof with your name on it. And then if so, we will pat you on your back and we'll send you on your way. Do you understand? Yes or no?
Yes.
That smirk doesn't do you well.
What smirk? I'm not laughing.
Okay, come on. Get your brother. Get your brother. Mr. Yavarino.
Hey, everybody. I just want to talk about that last one there. I like that guy. I would hire him in a minute, with the mouth and all. I find those guys they're either going to be your best worker or they're going to disappear. There's no middle ground for them. And so I would jump right on that in a second to put them on the clock. Hey, Throw the Goat. That's good to see you tonight. Twitchy Skitch. That's the best I can do with that name. I tried. I'm still working on Lena, so. But I appreciate it. This one here is about 20 to 30 minutes, and this one is a good one. This is one of Judge Simpson's regulars. He's raised hell with him several times before, and he's showing up back in court, and of course doing the same things that keep getting him back in court. But I'm looking at the stop the caps. I'm not sure what that has to do with anything, but all y'all have fun. I keep seeing the moderators saying be nice and stuff. I don't know what's going on. Y'all got an old man trying to figure out these dang comments. So I'm going to go ahead and hit play, and y'all just be nice and don't drive them too crazy. If you want to thank them, we do have that buy me a coffee thing. It's basically a way to shoot them some money without having to pay YouTube to give it to them. So, all right, well, here we're going to go with Judge Simpson.
That was the case. People versus Deo Cummings.
Good morning or good afternoon. This is Public Defender Lawrence Perry on behalf of Mr. Cummings. Mr. Cummings, please state your name for the record.
Good morning, Your Honor. Deo Cummings for the record.
Please declare on behalf of probation. Your Honor, Mr. Cummings is before the court for a violation of probation hearing. Mr. Cummings did have a prior VOP hearing on June 12th. At that date, the court had ordered him to serve 10 days in jail for his violations to date. Mr. Cummings failed to report to the jail as the court ordered him to do that, and the bench warrant was issued. He has been since picked up on the warrant, has been in custody. At this time, Mr. Cummings is still in the same situation he was on June 12th. He still has a balance of $1,255. He's made no payments to the court. He failed to complete the level 2 driver rehab program, failed to complete 100 hours of community service. He has another new pending case since June 12th, an alleged R&O, date of offense, July 22nd, 2024. He does have a PCC on August 1st in that case. So the court is also aware Mr. Cummings does have another pending case on 14B. It is a domestic violence case. He goes for sentencing on that on Monday. That is not a violation of this case. It happened prior to his sentencing. However, he also, in that case, has a bond violation as he violated the no contact order in that case. That will be addressed at their sentencing hearing as well. Mr. Cummings, in this case, Your Honor, it started as a felony case. We did get him sentenced in it. However, prior to all of that, getting him to sentencing in January, he had multiple failure to appears before this court. He continues not to follow court order. Given that he has demonstrated that he does do probation is recommended that he serves 365 days in jail, credit for 85 days that he served to date, to serve the balance, that he complete the in-jail MRT program with the court to consider early release upon his completion with that, and that he be discharged from probation without improvement with and waiving remaining terms, accepting his financial obligations.
I did have a lengthy conversation with Mr. Cummings yesterday. He does admit that he messed up on probation.
So he admits to these violations.
Yes, except for the pending cases for obvious reasons. He wants to ask the judge for mercy in this situation. He would like for his probation to be reinstated. He said he is willing to comply with probation and get done what he needs to do. However, he does want to take responsibility for not doing what he needs to do over the past couple months. So when I asked him what's been going on, he kind of gave me a litany of things. He cares for his 5-year-old son, who is going to kindergarten in the fall. He also has a baby on the way. His partner to the 14th, but really the baby can come any day. Those two things, as well as his job, he's working Amazon night shift 40 hours a week, essentially distracted him from taking care of what he needs to do on this probation. He does live with his mother and his partner, as well as his children, so he does have a support system. He says he can make payments. He is working full-time, and he does have some savings that he can put a pretty substantial payment toward his fines and costs. He said his mom can come up and pay $1,000 before he even is released from jail. He mentioned to me that he has been successful on other probations, and thinks he can be successful here if the court is willing to give him another chance.
How'd he get picked up on this warrant?
The police came to your apartment for an unrelated matter. And Mr. Cummings would like to make a statement. He wrote down.
Did you have something, Ms.
Sure,
Polero,
I just
before he?
wanted to say, when the police did arrive at the apartment, it was for an unrelated matter, and I believe that he ran, and that's where the new RNO case came from.
Go ahead.
No, I want to start like this and say I do got a 4-year-old about to be 5 in October, about to start school this fall. I got a daughter due any day this month. Now I was working a night shift at Amazon, 40 hours a week, 10 hours and 30 minutes a day. I was laying down on my side, didn't look at it as a punishment, but I looked at it as an opportunity to do better and be better and get my life together. I can't have warrants and actually be responsible for my son and get to school every day or even to a bus. Please don't punish me or revoke my probation. I think y'all can actually help me do and be better. I signed up for Michigan Re-Enters to try to get back in school and see what college is like, even though it seemed like I haven't been trying. That's something me and my probation officer spoke about. I can and I'm willing to do extra classes like MRT free and on probation. I'll pay to start my driving class before I'm even released, if considered. And if you can take thought that I'm on probation for being a victim in a car accident I was in or at fault for, I went to the hospital with bad injuries, just as everybody else. Like, please, Your Honor, I've been getting dealt a bad hand. And I just try to be the best I can and resolve every issue the best way possible. Honestly, I'm not the best, but also not the worst. Like, please, Your Honor, I beg you, please, can I have one more chance to show y'all? I actually had a bump in the road and I had to get over it, please. If you see me again, you can revoke my probation, give me a year or anything. Like, I really do and truly apologize for the confusion and decisions I left y'all left you, my probation officer, to ponder with. But I really have just been working, trying to be there for my son and the mother of my child that's currently pregnant. Like, please don't punish me yet, but give me one more chance. Like, I'm actually a full-time father and my son stays with me. I can't imagine just leaving my son out the blue like this. He missed me as we speak and think I'm on vacation. I'm going to be a full-time dad to my daughter too, that's due. This is the first time you see me for a reinstatement and the last time if possible. I do anything to be there when my daughter is born and put my name on the birth certificate. I watched my son go off to start his first day of school. Your Honor, please, I do anything, even if it was double my community service, double my restitution, and add extra classes. I do it and complete it all. If you can, please consider everything I said and give me a chance. It would be the biggest and best blessing. I know I haven't paid yet, but I thought I had time to. I had kids, house, and life things to take care of. I haven't started my driver class because I was supposed to start it a month after being released, but I didn't have a job or was told that I had to pay to start it after being released. I know I haven't started my community service, but I checked in the places that let me serve the community legally to get this out the way. If I can, please have one more chance to show y'all. You wouldn't regret it, I promise. But That's all I have to say and ask of Your Honor, sincerely.
Cummings, here's my problem. On September 13th, you were set, well, before that, I think I took your plea. You were supposed to appear for sentencing. Actually, I didn't take your plea. Looks like it was taken by another judge. But anyway, you were supposed to appear for sentencing. You were supposed to do a PSI with the probation department. This was back in September 2023. And you don't do any of that. And I have to issue a bench warrant. Somehow or another, it looks like that may have gotten set aside in January. And then I adjourned your sentencing January 9th. We had to somehow or another find you from September to January. And then on January 9th of 2024, I adjourned your sentencing. It was adjourned by probation to January 24th, 2024. You show up on January 24th and they give you a sentence. Relatively straightforward sentence. You were in custody at the time. And I laid out everything that you needed to do. That was in January. You really don't do anything on probation that I ordered you to do. So then you show up June 12th of this year on a violation of probation hearing. And at that time, and I think you were on Zoom, you were out. We told you the things that you were supposed to do or hadn't done and try to get corrected. And at that point, I kind of just sent a warning shot to you and told you, you got to do these things. And I ordered you and ordered only 10 days. And Ms. Polaris trying to work with you too. I mean, we didn't order you serve the full time. We said, here are the things you haven't done. You need to get them accomplished. So I ordered 10 days in jail, gave you a specific date to report to probation on June 24th, 2024. Did you go?
I was in warrant status. I don't think I could have, Your Honor.
Oh, you could have.
You're right, for sure.
And then ordered you to become compliant with all the previous terms that I ordered. So I gave you another shot from January to that June day. The 10 days, because you were on Zoom, I told you exactly what I would do. I said you're to report by 6 p.m. that day, or I was going to issue a bench warrant without bond. You must have thought I was kidding.
No, Your Honor, not
Then why didn't you go?
I didn't make it by 6. I knew the deal could have been off the table. But I definitely was not thinking you was joking.
Why did you not turn yourself in then?
And I was
You want me to give you another chance,
please,
and you did nothing.
I could complete this probation. Promise.
What?
I can and will complete this probation, possibly, if possible.
You can't, you do what you want to do.
I'm gonna speak
When did you get picked up on this one?
about July 20th, if I'm not mistaken.
July 20th. Okay. So between June 12th, when I ordered you to report to the jail, and that day you got picked up, what were you doing to correct this?
I was trying to work, make sure I had some money, so if I had other bonds. But I do apologize, and I can't say this, Your Honor.
Here's my problem. You're apologizing because you got caught. You were, if those police had not come to your door that day, I still wouldn't be seeing you.
Yeah, I probably would have turned myself in still.
When?
That was all.
In the 45 days from the time that I ordered it to the time that you got picked up, at what point were you gonna turn yourself in?
As soon as I had enough funds to take care of other cases that's holding me with no bonds and counties like tickets. And I was trying to be there for the mother of my child that's currently pregnant. I would have done my probation this whole time, but I had other warrants that stopping me from doing my probation. I'm not going to say, yeah, I didn't. I'm not going to say I didn't turn myself in. It was other warrants, other cases that's stopping me from being best at what I can show y'all and doing my probation.
I've given you an opportunity to show me. I'm coming up on a year, and guess what? What have you done? Nothing. Nothing. And then you're gonna, and I try to give you at least a gentle nudge, and you still don't do anything. Nothing. You tell me one thing on this sentence that I gave you that you've done.
It was my first time.
Tell me one thing you did.
I checked in, it was hard. I mean, I did check in, do the non-report.
Why is it that you just can't say, Judge, I did nothing?
I did nothing.
Because I'm looking right at it. You did nothing.
You're right, Your Honor. You right.
Everything with you is an excuse.
No excuses as a man. That's what I was taught. So I don't try to make excuses, honestly.
You've made excuses since the time you first started talking. Everything that's come out of your mouth is an excuse. I sit here and I give you a chance to do it. We wait 6 months, correct something. Anybody that is on probation in my court, if, you know, and I feel bad sometimes for Miss Polera, but she doesn't mind doing it. If you're having problems, you'll walk in, you talk to her. But you wouldn't even do that. You thought this was a game. You thought when you looked me in the face on Zoom and I told you when to report that I was just kidding. Nothing that comes out of my mouth am I kidding. I told you to report. I told you when to be there. And I told you how long you'd be there. And I told you what I would do if you didn't report. And so you know there's a bench warrant out for you. Because at least you took me for real on that I was going to issue a bench warrant. So when the police show up, what do? You don't even say at that point, I got to deal with this. You take off running, allegedly, I guess we'll say at this point. And where was that going to get you? Got you right here. And after all that, Mr. Cummings, you want me to believe anything that's coming out of your mouth that doesn't resemble an excuse.
I don't got no reason to be trying to have warrant statuses and.
You have no reason for any of this. Everything that has happened that's bad in this case is no one's fault but yours. And the problem is, had you gotten to your attorneys, had you gone through and you were truly going through doing something, hey, they would have helped you out. There's no doubt, Ms. Perrine or Ms. Pate, they would have been all over my coordinator's email. trying to figure out something to do. Quite frankly, even if you had at that point gotten to Miss Polera, she would have been trying to do something.
I didn't want to be disrespectful, not.
Oh, too late. You disrespected everybody here. So don't even play that game with me that you don't want to be disrespectful. You intentionally were disrespectful. You intentionally thwarted my order. You intentionally then tried to hide and seclude yourself. You were disrespectful allegedly to the police when they showed up, told you you had a warrant, you take off. Every move you made has been just coated with disrespect to everybody involved in the process.
I wasn't trying to be disrespectful, calling my probation officer and not coming in to take care of the business. And I didn't even talk to the police or anything. They didn't tell me anything.
Okay. You had a warrant, you knew it, you took off. And if I didn't have those two gentlemen behind you right now, you'd run off again. Every time. Yes, that's what you do.
I can't run.
What?
I can't run.
You can't run?
I can't run. Never.
I know, because you kept running before. And that's why you're here right now. That's all that you've been doing. Doing nothing and running.
I haven't had the probation because I had warrants for other cases. I would be straight on track with probation to this day. If it wasn't for the other warrants, Your Honor, I promise you.
So you're telling me you weren't doing probation because you had warrants? Yeah, why'd you have warrants?
That's the reason.
Why'd you have warrants?
Because
Because you hadn't done what you were supposed to do before.
they wanted me to turn my all type of. Your Honor, if I didn't have other warrants, I'd be straight on track with probation. Why would Miss Polera is a good lady? I know you don't try to be as hard as you do or want to be, but
Oh, I don't. Mr. Cummings, I do not want to send you to
y'all
jail.
are not.
Mr. Cummings, I do not want to send you to jail. I do not like sending people to jail. I try to bend over backwards to give people the opportunity. When you need a nudge, and I may have to do a little bit of time, I do a little bit of time, trying to at least get your attention, get you back on track. All of those things, every one of them. I've tried with you. And you've done nothing. I don't even have anything in the sentence I gave you the beginning of this year. I have nothing that I could point to say you did or tried to do something. I have nothing.
That's what's off paper.
I have nothing.
I'm sure if it was
you could have Mr. Cummings, understand this. Your promises are no good to me. Your promises are no good.
Can I say one thing? I wouldn't have this warrant for probation if I didn't have the other warrants. That's how my probation. And I wasn't communicating with y'all or doing what I was supposed to do or should have been. But that's not me though. I've completed a probation before I could do and complete this.
You still got warrants.
Everything, this is what I had to take care of. If it ain't a ticket, this is the only things I had to take care of.
Your Honor, I think he's referencing the domestic violence case that he did have a warrant for. But
he still does have a warrant out of 35th.
And he does have that drug license.
You don't take care of business. I can't help you. I really can't. anybody that walks through that door that tells me they want to do something, want to follow what we say and try to work hard to try to change things, I'll help them. I know there's no two ways about it. And my entire staff, my probation staff, my staff will help you do what you need to do. And I know your attorneys. If you had reached out to them, they would have helped you. You just didn't. You wanted to do it your way. And your way doesn't work. So now we're going to do it my way. And it's just going to be harsh.
Chance to show y'all I will take care of this. I promise you not see me again. If it ain't to be getting released off of probation early or anything.
I'm going to waive the remaining terms, accept the defendant's financial obligations. I'm going to discharge from probation without improvement. I'm going to order 365 days Washington County Jail. Credit for the 85 days that you served. Defendant will serve the balance. I will consider early release upon the completion of the MRT jail in jail program. I will consider release. I don't know whether I will release you, but that's going to be the first step you're going to have to do. You don't want to do it? You got 290 days to figure it out. I'm done. Case, People versus Sean Castell.
Assistant Public Defender Natalie Tate on behalf of Mr. Costello. Your Honor, today was the date and time set for a show cause hearing in this matter. Mr. Costello is no longer in custody and he did not return my attempt to contact. So I do not have an explanation here. For the record, I respectfully request an adjournment.
How much is it?
$1,170.
Yeah, we adjourned it the last time, I think, to try to figure something.
Yeah, that's correct, Your Honor. He appears in custody.
Bench warrant will issue for defendant's failure to appear. Bond will be set in the amount of 10,000. I'll give a 10% privilege on that. That warrant will issue immediately. Case, People versus Amari McGee. Apparently, when you're after Mr. Cummings' case, your intern got up and left. I thought I scared him, but he came back. All right, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Good morning, Your Honor. Assistant Public Defender Natalie Pate with and on behalf of Ms. McGee, who stands to my right. Please state your name for the record, ma'am.
Amari McGee.
Hello, Ms. McGee.
Thank you, Your Honor. Today is the date and time set for sentencing in this matter. We have reviewed the assessment with Ms. McGee, and we would respectfully request the court adopt probation's recommendation.
Mr. McGee, anything you want to tell me before I impose sentence?
You know how I told you that I was going to school? I'm enrolled in classes. I start August 26th.
Where?
At WCC for my RN program to be a registered nurse. And also I got a new job as a registered behavior technician, and I'm on training, doing training. And yeah, I just been trying to grow and heal and do my best in life for my girls.
Why'd you want to tell me that?
I don't know.
No, there's a reason you wanted to tell me that. Why'd you want to tell me that?
I don't know, because I don't know, because because last time you were saying, I hope you can, I hope you can do better, or, and I just wanted to show you that I am doing better and I am continuing to be, grow
in every aspect of life.
Why did I say that to you the last time?
Because you wanted to see me do better.
I want to see everybody do better. Why did I say it to you? Ms. McGee, yes. Why do you think I said that to you? Why do you think, of all the things you could have said to me today, you wanted to tell me about what you were doing with school?
I'm not sure.
Because you want to just tell me all good things?
No.
Why do you think I said that to you? Ms. McGee, let me ask you this. Through all of the stuff that we've been through on this case and everything, what do you think about yourself?
I think I'm a great woman. I think I have a lot of growth to do. I have a lot of growth in me, and I'm growing.
How about we stop right at that first thing you said? Was that hard for you to say that I'm a great woman?
No.
So if it wasn't hard for you to say and you believe it, because you wouldn't lie to me, would you?
No.
What makes you think that as I sit up here and we're dealing with your case that I didn't see that? Do you think I think that about you?
I kind of had the perception.
Pardon?
I kind of had the perception because of the circumstances.
Had what perception?
Like, that I wasn't, a good woman or something.
That what?
A good person or something, a good woman.
That you were not?
Yeah.
You think that's really what I thought?
Yeah, under the circumstances of why I'm here.
Okay. So if that's what I thought, why was it important for me to know that you were doing great things?
Because I wanted to let you know that's not right. What I perceived, I wanted to let you know that I am. Because I thought that you thought I wasn't.
Okay. I can see how you can have that perception. Ms. McGee, I didn't think that about you. Sometimes people don't realize maybe I might be the hardest on those that I know show the greatest promise, because then you're not living up to what you should be. See, one thing I knew about you, Mr. McGee, you're kind of stubborn and hard-headed too, aren't you? Good, you can admit it. You can admit, I'm not saying that that's a bad thing necessarily, but you're kind of stubborn and hard-headed, right?
Sometimes, yeah.
Yeah, sometimes. So here's really what was happening. Judge, you think bad of me, even though that's not what I thought. That's okay. You thought that's what I thought. And you said, when I come back here, I'm going to show you.
Well, not just.
No, hold on. Don't scrunch up your face. You were going to show me. And one of the ways that you were going to show me, at least preliminarily, you were going to tell me what you'd been doing. And if you could and thought it'd be respectful, you said, see there, Judge. See?
No.
Yes, you would have.
No, oh,
Okay.
absolutely
Quit
not.
scrunching up your face.
I
Yes,
promise
no.
that is not.
Alan, she's scrunching up her face, isn't she?
I promise
Isn't she
you.
scrunching
No,
up her
that
face?
is not.
She?
That was not that.
Okay, fine.
That was not.
Okay, all right, fine.
I wanted you to be happy for me, you know?
Do you think I am?
I hope you are.
No. Do you think I am? How come nobody wants to
Yes.
answer my questions today?
Yes. So it wasn't oh, I wanted to shove it in your face. I wanted you to be.
You want to know what, Ms. McGee?
Yeah.
If you're successful and that's your motivation to shove it in my face, that does not bother me. I got big shoulders.
Oh,
I just want you to be the best you can be.
And that's what I was trying to explain to you, that I'm trying to.
She makes sense? Really? Oh, you're gonna go like that, huh?
You see what? Y'all see what I'm saying?
Oh,
Y'all see
good,
what?
good. Okay, so Alan's taking your side.
See? I'm trying to. You know, it's no ill intent. It was just.
I'm not saying there's any ill intent. You know what?
Basically, like a daughter trying to go to her father and for her approval. You know, say like, "Look, I did this. I'm on a better path."
Wow, there's a lot in that, but I appreciate it. I think you knew exactly what you were saying when you said that to me. And let me say this. I really, from day one, never thought you were a bad person. I thought, from what I knew at the time that I knew about it, you were doing the wrong things.
Yeah.
Right.
Definitely.
And that in that, you weren't living up to your potential.
Absolutely.
Quite frankly, for me, that's the only thing that makes me angry. Is when I see folks like yourself who can do so much more when you put your mind to it, who don't live up to their potential.
And I don't give up. So.
I know that's that part of that stubborn and that hard-headedness, that kind of I like. Okay. Now, as you're going through this journey, I'm about to sentence you. Did you talk to Miss Polera at all?
Who's Miss Polera? Is that?
That's that person right behind you.
Your Honor, she had to see.
The screening and stuff, right. So you haven't talked to Miss Polera.
Not yet.
And you're at WCC.
Yes, sir.
In the nursing program.
Yes, well,
doing the prerequisites
Yeah.
to get yourself into the nursing program. Mr. D, you know why that also might make me happy?
what?
You don't know, do you?
I don't think she does know this, Your Honor.
Oh.
Ms. Valera, you're stood.
Yes, Your Honor, I just wanted to update the court, to let the court know that I did receive the victims impact panel proof of that was sent to my office today. So that is something else that she did get done and out of the way. I do know that her original sentence date was on the 24th, but since she got released from jail, she had to get working and she needed to get the money together for the fee for the assessment. So I gave her additional time to do that, and she did. So she has been following through, I think, and has been taking it very seriously on what the court is.
Ms. McGee, I expect great things.
You will see great things.
See, that was shoving it right back. See, now I don't care what anybody says. I know what she was doing right there. Okay. Well, a couple of things. And what I was going to tell you, part of the reason I like to see young folks start themselves out at WCC where they can, right?
Mm-hmm.
And have dreams or aspirations, even if it changes and you decide not to go into nursing, that's fine. That's in part because I teach there.
You teach there?
I did. Well, I do, depending on the
Oh.
semester, part-time.
What subject?
Really? Criminal justice.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So, and so the students there are important. It's a great place to get an education and you should do well.
I'll try my best.
Court acknowledges this is not a serious misdemeanor as defined by statute. However, it does believe that there are reasonable grounds to depart from the presumption of a non-probationary sentence. Specifically, the alcohol screening and assessment identifies the benefit of intensive outpatient treatment, AA meeting attendance, and abstinence from all intoxicants. Therefore, the court will follow the probation's recommendation of a probationary sentence with the stated rehabilitative goals to promote change, prevent recidivism, monitor compliance of recommended treatment. It is therefore the sentence of the court. I will place you on 18 months probation. You are to pay $855 fines and court costs, $100 probation or prosecution recovery costs, $100 police agency recovery costs, $540 probation oversight fees. When can you get that paid?
So like I said, I'm in the training for my new position, the registered behavior technician. So I'm still in training. I don't have much income coming in right now, but I know when I complete that training and I start my position, then it should be within about 2 weeks and I start, getting my money, get my checks, then I'll be able to start paying on it, paying this stuff off.
Are you on her side too in this one? Payment plan is approved by probation. So you got to talk to probation, get a payment plan in there. And the other part of the reason I'm allowing it to happen without even a down payment is you have it in your head how you can do this. And you just need to follow through. All right. Sometimes it may not work out, but you follow through. There should be no use of alcohol, recreational marijuana, or any illegal substance. You'll be subject to testing as requested by probation. You're to complete an intensive outpatient program, including all aftercare recommendations with status reports to probation. You're to attend 2 AA meetings per week with monthly verification to probation. You're to provide proof of the victim's impact panel attendance to probation that has been completed. I will continue with the scram tether until proof of an IOP, the intensive outpatient treatment program, until that enrollment is shown, your tether will continue.
Okay.
I'll order 93 days in jail, credit 44, the balance is suspended.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Go ahead, go out there and do great things, young.
You know it.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Calls the case, People versus D'Amico.
Hey, everybody. Thank you so much for coming out tonight. I appreciate it. It lasted a little longer than I thought, but I enjoy these court cases. I appreciate y'all hanging around for it. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for the mods for handling the chats. And make sure to watch the videos. And like I said, if you end up seeing your message on an old video or your comment on an old video, get up with me and let me know. We should have some merchandise by the middle of August. All right, y'all have a great night.